In this video, I'm going to show you how to work with the eText, in particular chapter 1. So from the home of the course on Canvas, click on My IT Lab and Mastering link. And then click on, under the student links, go ahead and click on My IT Lab course content. And then once you do that, you'll come here and then click on chapter 1. So Excel chapter 1 student resources. And then click on eText. So Excel chapter 1 eText. And then click on Excel chapter 1 eText. And then you'll come to this page. So you may need to allow some pop-up blockers. So you may see any kind of message around here next to the address or bottom left side of the your browser. So once you allow the pop-up blocker or pop-up block, I'm sorry, the pop-ups, then you don't have to do that anymore. And then, so this is chapter 1. So it has, eText has basically two panes, one side here and another on this side. So this is more like a navigation. You can click on it, you can click on chapter 1, 2, 3, and so on. So that's how you can navigate. But for now, we don't need to see this. So I'm going to move, just close this by clicking on this double arrow. So you see the double arrow here. Be careful not to click on single arrow here. That will take to the previous page. And in fact, if you move over here, you will see that arrow. So that will take you to the next page. But for now, I want you to click on this double arrow. So click on it so that it collapses that left pane. And when you need that, so just click on that double arrow again, so it'll open it up. So it's like a little toggle switch, on and off and off. Okay, so this is the first page. So it has two parts. The chapter 1 has two sections. They call it project. So 1A and 1B. So 1 is a green tabs, and then 1B has purple tabs. And then we have an end of chapter assignments. They call it project C, D, E, F, G, and so on. But the main part is 1A and B. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on the next page. So you can click on that button here. So there's a way, there are different ways of navigating. So obviously you can use these arrow keys. You can go back and then you can go forward. Let me click that. And also you can type in the page number. If you happen to know the page number, you can go ahead and type that in and then hit the enter key or press the enter key. And you can show that to the two pages. And then you can point arrow tool, and you can hand tools. Hand tools like it moves just things a little bit. So let me just go ahead and click that, and I can move it left and right just a little bit. I just click and drag it. And then you can highlight. So here's a highlighter. If you want to highlight certain words, I'm not sure you will save workbook as. So. And also you can use kind of post-its. You can click on it, and then you can here and click. For file name, use my official first, let's see, last, official last and first names, and then click on it to save, and you can close it. So whenever you want to view it, you can double click. It says I just hover over that, and it says double click to view the note. So double click, and you see whatever you typed in is there. So and then you can zoom in, zoom out here, and you can move so that you can adjust the width so that it'll fit. So when you need to kind of narrow it down or widen it, that's what you can do. And here's a bookmark. You can bookmark certain page. For example, when you want to pause for the hour or for the day, you can bookmark it so you know exactly where you left off. And then you have glossaries, and you can hide the links and so on. So you can, I do want you to kind of explore this, and then also you can print. So click on print, and let's see, you can print print all, and then click on cancel, and let's see, there are sign off and so on. So again, I want you to explore these tools. So now coming back to this page, this is a continue. So this is a very important page because this is like a snapshot of the key information. So for example, project files. Project files means the files that you may need to open. So such as if you have the data files, it'll tell you that. So, but it says new blank Excel workbook. So there's no data files that you need to use for this particular project. And then you'll save this workbook as last name underscore first name underscore 1A underscore quarterly underscore sales. And then let me just keep doing that, continue. All right, so here is the more or less the end product. So you have a table of data, and it's a little trend, and then a chart. So this is a fairly comprehensive project, and you may feel a little bit overwhelmed because it shows a lot of advanced tools, but don't worry too much about it because you will get to learn more details of all these tools in the later chapters. And so chapter 1 is more like a preview of different follow-up chapters. So it tended to be a little bit a lot of content, especially for first-time learners, but don't worry too much about it. You just follow the steps, and then you will learn more details in the later chapter. So let me go to the next page. Now we are looking at chapter 1, and here I'm going to just collapse the left pane by clicking on the double arrow here. Okay, and now I'm going to go to the next page. Just click on the next page button here. By the way, let me just go back. Now I think of it. And here I want you to read these objectives. So for example, in project 1A, we're going to be talking about creating, saving, and navigating an Excel workbook. So obviously, if you're new to Excel, as most of you are, this sounds very very foreign to you, and that's okay. The objective of reading through these objectives, the goal of it would be that you get to hear and read these words with or without fully understanding what they means. So you just basically get used to these words and terminologies. For example, format cells with merge, center, sales styles and themes and so on. So they sounds very weird and odd. That's okay. So you'll just get used to it as you repeat these words and terminologies. So do the same thing for 1B, objectives. So let's move on. So we'll do project 1A in this video. Okay, so this is like a summary of the project 1A. So you'll be learning about so here's the theme. So just like a story, you have a storyline here. So Excel worksheet for Michelle Berry, so the president of a Profit Marietta. So basically it's a company, and then there will be some sales figures and that sort of kind of things. And then project files here, because there's no data file, you're going to be just using new blank Excel workbook. And at the end you'll have file named, your last name underscore first name underscore 1A underscore quarterly sales. You may wonder, I'll get more detail, but you may wonder, how do you get this underscore? That's the character, that's underlined character. So that is, you get it by holding. So here is the underscore character, but you need to hold down the shift key and then click on or press the underscore. Otherwise it's going to be just dash. Without the shift key held down, it's going to be just a dash. But we want what the textbook authors want, underscore. Okay. All right. Now this is like a overview of what the textbook, your Excel workbook sheet would look like at the end of this project. So you'll have a table, and then you'll have a chart based on that table. So let me move on to the next page. So here it's this chapter, this project has basically two parts. One is just a simple read, just read this part, and then you have something I call step-by-step instructions. So for example, step 1, go ahead and open blank workbook, and in normal view and so on. So I call this step-by-step instructions. And as you go through this, you can use highlighter, you can use post-its, you can zoom in and out like that, or you can fit it in different ways, and you can bookmark it so that you can come back. Or if you find something, some section is requires some extra attention, you can go ahead and bookmark it. So that just keep using these tools and you'll get used to it. So first thing that I want you to do, in fact, is watching the video. So go ahead and click that, and then you'll watch the video. You'll kind of get the overview of what this objective 1 section is about. So let me just go ahead and walk you through. So start Excel. So how do you install Excel? In Windows 7, you'll see a start button right here, and then click, and then you'll have a start menu, and then you'll find Excel. And sometimes you may already have Excel in the taskbar. That's good. But in Windows 8, so go ahead and click on here, start button, and then you'll find your Excel. So where is Excel? Here. Oh yeah, here. So you can right click on it, and then you can, this is Windows 8, not Windows 8.1. So if you right click on it, then you'll see pin to taskbar. Okay, it's already pinned, so the option is unpinning. So once we have that, you can just press the escape key, come back here, and then you'll have Excel. So let me go ahead and open Excel. So this is a blank workbook. So go ahead and click on it. So it opens a new workbook. So let me just quickly go over here. We have different tabs, and under each tab you have ribbons. So for example, insert. If you want to insert something here, that's where you should come. If you want to change the page layout, change margins, and apply different themes and so on, this is where you come, and so on. So let me go back home. This is on the home, you have a most commonly used tools. So under the tab, you have a ribbon, and ribbon is consist of toolboxes. So you have a clipboard toolbox, font toolbox, alignment toolbox, and so on. And under the ribbons, we have formula bar, and under the left side of formula bar, we have a name box. So you can see, you can hover over your pointer and you'll see a little blip showing what that is. So if you hover over, let's say that, it says insert function, and you can hover over that. It says, I'm sorry, this is in Korean now. So, but anyway, it's you'll see the hints. Okay, now we have columns, column A, B, C, D. We have rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And down here, we have a sheet, and you can add more sheets, sheet 2, sheet 3, and sheet 4. So just like a pages of a book, you can have more pages. And then you can scroll up and down by clicking, holding down, or use the arrow key here, down, I'm sorry, the down here. And also you can go left, and you can go right here. Okay, and here's like this is normal view, and this is a page layout view, and this is so for example, if you click on that, it has this view. Okay, this is a page layout view, and then I click on this normal view. This is a normal view, so it's easier. And also you can kind of zoom in and zoom out. Okay, so it's about, let me go back to 10%. And you may wonder, how do you go back up? So you can click somewhere here, and you can use the mouse roller wheel. You can go up and down, and so on. And you can also use the arrow keys. So what is that? So on the keyboard, you see the arrow keys up and down. You can use that. And also you can use the page up and page down. And also you can use the end and home keys to navigate left and right, up and down, and so on. So let's see. And that's basically what the next few steps we'll be talking about. So before we go anywhere, let's go ahead and save this. So that's the first thing that you must do, or should do. As soon as you open a blank workbook, save it. So that's the first step. So go to File, Save As, or in this case, we can use a save as well, because this is the first time you're using it. And then I have a bunch of different online storages and so on, such as OneDrive and SharePoint. So you may not have this, but you should have computer. And then click on Browse. And so I'll just scroll down, and there's my flash drive. Double click on Excel, and double click on chapter 1. And notice that inside of chapter 1, I have a subfolder called E01 student data files. That has a bunch of Excel files and so on. But I shouldn't save this here. I should save it directly under chapter 1. Okay. And here's a file name. And the file name should be, I'm looking at here, it should be last name underscore first name underscore 1A underscore quarterly sales. So come back here and delete. So you click here and backspace, and let's say MOH underscore Yoon underscore, that's my name, so you should use your last name first name, and 1A underscore quarterly underscore sales. By the way, don't be confused with the dash or hyphen. That's hyphen. If you just press that key, that's what you'll get, like here. Okay, but you need to hold down the shift key and then press that, and then it becomes underscore. Okay, and let's see, underscore quarterly sales, and save as type is an Excel workbook. So go ahead and click on save. And only thing that will change will be basically this title bar, and before it was a book 1, so that's a default file name. Now it has name. Okay, now you come back here, you saved it, and then let's go to the next page. So here I need you to take your time. So read each item of this the figure 1.2. And then below that we have a table. So for example, sheet tab. Sheet tab is identifier. Sheet tab is identifier for the worksheet in the workbook. What is a sheet tab? So right here, that's a sheet tab. So I want you to read individual one and try to understand as much as you can. Obviously you may not fully understand, that's okay, but you still need to read them. So that's basically only and the best way to learn. Just keep reading, get used to the terminologies, and eventually after repeating this time, next time, and numerous times, and then eventually these will become your common knowledge. But if you don't read at this time, next time you will not remember, and then you will not be able to learn as effectively as you should. So take your time, study this figure, and read the definitions, descriptions, and then also different elements. I talked about the columns, and there is rows, different pointers, and so on. So let me go to the next page. And the more descriptions, again, I do need you to read them. All right, we talked about columns and column A. So for example, here's column A. So if I click on the column A right here, so okay, first of all, let me talk about pointers. Right now, you may see this white cross. That's common pointer. So, but there are different pointers, pointer changes. So for example, I click a cell, and then I move to the border, the line, and it becomes four-headed arrow. So that's for moving. So let me just type something here. Okay, and then I click that, and then if I have this, once I have this a four-headed arrow, click, hold it, and drag it and drop it somewhere else. That's for moving. And then if I move my pointer to the bottom right corner, and that little corner is called fill handler, and then the pointer becomes solid cross. So click and drag it, and that's for basically copying. And there's a lot more than just copying, but that's something called fill handle, autofill. Okay, so let me undo this. Here's undo button, one of my favorite features. For that matter, you can do redo, undo. Okay, and so we talked about columns and we talked about rows. Basically, click on the row headings. So the current row heading is 5. The next one will be 6. And here's a column B. Column heading is B. And here is D. And let's see. And we talked about scrolling to the right, to the left. You can click on the scroll bar and hold it down, and then you can drag it left and right. Basically the same thing up and down. And then you can use the arrow key on your keyboard. You can use home key. That'll take you back to the first column of the row. And let's see, if you want to go to the first cell, which is a 1A, so let's say you were way over here, and then you want to go back to the first cell, and then you can let's see, control home will take you to the first cell. Okay, so from here, if you just press home key, it'll just take you here, the first column. But if hold down the control key, and where's the control key? So control key is right here. So click and hold down, and then just for a split second, just press the home key and let go of both keys. Okay. So from here, hold down the shift key and then press home key. That's it. Okay, so I think we did that, and then let's go ahead and save this. How do you save it? Click on that button. So that's nothing to save, it's just blank for now. So we are, and yeah, we are still keep saving. Okay, and then there's another video. Watch it so you can save time. Alright, so now we are entering some text, and also you will be talking about autocomplete using name box and so on. So here, this cell is called A1. The address or the name of this cell is A1. You know why? Because in the name box, this is a name box, it says A1. If I click somewhere here, this is now the active cell, and now the address box is called G6 because column G, row 6. Okay, so we'll use this cell reference a lot. So in A1, type in. So I'm looking at the page number, step number 2 here. So in A1, type in Profit Marietta and hit the enter key. And you may see that here it's on my screen it says Profit, then MA, and then the rest is chopped off. And you may wonder if this part is part of cell B1. You may wonder about that, but you'll see that's not the case by clicking on the cell and looking at the formula bar. It says Profit Marietta right there. And if you click on B1 in the formula bar, it's nothing. Okay? So in essence, the key point is that the formula bar contains or shows the actual content of the cell. In fact, later on you'll see if you move your pointer, here's another pointer shape. So move your pointer between column A and B and it becomes double-headed arrow. Click on it and you'll see a little blip showing the width 11, 12, 13. The number doesn't really matter at this point, but you can just see the line changes. See? And just over here, let go. And then the width of the column A gets wider, or depending on if you click and hold it down and then drag it to the left, you can make it narrower. Okay? Okay, so then let's put some more text. We call that data. So data is very important in Excel, and I need you to pay close attention, because if you enter wrong data, the information that you get out of the data will also be incorrect. So be very careful. Okay, now in step 4 it says in cell A2 type in second quarter cardio sales and then enter. So I'm looking at this section right here. Okay. Now let's move down in cell. Okay, and then in cell, let's see, press. Oh yeah. Also here, if you press enter key, the active cell becomes the one right below, the cell right below the current active cell, and then you press the enter key, the cell right below becomes active cell. So whatever I type it in, it goes in there. And they want you to type in exercise, wait a minute, exercise, oh, then my eyes are getting blurry. So exercise bikes, and hit the enter key. And for that matter, I can just go back there and press a tab key. Where's the tab key? Tab key is right here. Tab key. And press a tab key. And it talks about, the textbook talks about alignments. And right now, this is left alignment. And the alignment is on the home tab and his alignment toolbox, and this is the left by default. By default meanings if you don't do anything special, it just automatically is left aligned. So that's what this left alignment. Alright, so let's go to the next page. And so in A5, type in, so did I miss, I think I missed one thing here. Let me go back to previous page. Okay, second quarter sales quarter exercise in 1A4. Oh, let's see. Oh, I see. I made a mistake. It should be exercise bikes should be in A4, not A3. So, okay, this is a good opportunity to show you how to move a content of a cell. So you select the cell that you want to move and then move your pointer to the border. So it could be left bottom or top, right or left. But I usually use the bottom, and then click, hold it down and drag it down, and then you can just let go. All right, so that's how you move. And then down here I type the letter E, and it types out the rest. Again, the same content that I just typed, exercise bikes, I just typed in letter E, and it is a feature called autocomplete. Autocomplete means that if you type something earlier, Excel remembers it. So as you type the first letter or two, then it gives you suggestion. Do you want that? And if that's the case, you just hit the enter key. Otherwise, you just keep typing. So in step 7 here, type ELLIPTICAL, elliptical machines, and then hit the enter key. And then in A6, type in treadmills, and hit the enter key. In A7, rowing machines, and then press enter, and word total. And then in quick access toolbar, go ahead and click on save. And now let's go to the activity 1.03 using autofill and keyboard shortcuts. Alright, so in B3 here, let me just make it a little bit bigger so you can see. In B3, type A, so APIIL, and as you type, so just notice this, as you type, also in the formula bar it shows what I type. So all I, so here and here the same thing. April. Okay, so that basically shows you that whatever that you have here, the actual content shows them in the formula bar as well. And then it talks of fill handler. So it's down here. April. The word April is one of those words that is a part of a sequence. So for example, let's say over here, let's say I type Monday. So Monday is one of the 7 days. So Monday, the day after Monday is Tuesday, and Wednesday, and so on. So it's a sequence, it's a set, it's already fixed. So when you have that sort of things, such as day of the week or the month of the year and that sort of kind of things, Excel knows it. So that's smart. So you can use a fill handler. So bottom right corner, click. When it becomes solid cross, click, hold it down, drag it down. You will see that like that. Isn't that smart? Or you can just do horizontally. You can go that way. Okay. So it's something called fill handler, and then you will use it. So once you have the word April in, hit the enter key, and then click on it, and then here to select the cell. So now this is the active cell, and then move your pointer to the bottom right corner, solid. When it becomes solid cross, click and drag it to the right, and they want us to be, I don't know, June, 3 months. I forgot. Let's see down here. Autofill. Let's go to the next page. So actually they talk about something more here. So click. And then when you do that, you'll this more help here. So carefully click on that arrow, and then you have different options. So this fill handler, you can fill as series, and if it's formatting, you can just fill to just formatting. And we haven't talked about formatting yet, but there are different options, but usually you don't have to. So then you may wonder, how do I get rid of that? Okay, well, just click on it, and escape key is not working somehow. Huh, that's interesting. Well, now I don't know why it's not disappearing, but this is nothing that you need to worry about. I'm sorry. Let's see. How do you get rid of it? Identity? No. Huh. It's somehow not working. So escape key on the keyboard right here should take care of it, but it's not working. I'm not sure why. Okay, so anyway, so go ahead and save it. And here in the next page, it talks about different ways of keyboard shortcuts to navigate the Excel window. So arrow keys, enter keys, shift keys, and things like that. So just briefly read through. This is not that you need to memorize. It just sometimes you use it, and some you use more, and some you never use it. So that's okay. So you don't need to pay close attention to this particular table. And now column heading. So in the column heading area, so you have A and B. So I talked about this double-headed arrow, and they want to be 8.3 characters, whatever. Okay, so come here. When it becomes double-headed arrow between A and B, not down here, but between column heading A and B, click on it, and then you'll see they want you to change it to 8.43. Not sure if that makes sense. I'm gonna just alright, I just 8.43 and let go. So it doesn't have to be exact. You know, you don't have to be very precise. Okay. So you may also wonder, why is it 8 and why is not 9 or 10, 20? So what does that mean? So 8.43 here means in that width you have in average about 8 or a little bit more characters within the width of the column. That's basically what it means. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a little bit more. Okay, so that's basically what it is. And then Okay, so range of cells. So for example, this is one cell, but if you want to have, let me just make it wider. Okay, so if you want to have more than one cells, you can click on it, hold it down, and drag it. So you can select a range of cells. So this is a range of cells from B4 all the way through D7. So that's the range of cell. And let's see. So they want in step 4, page 59, they want you to select from B4 through D7, and go ahead and save it and go to the next page. And now we are going to enter some data. So click here. So the reason why you want to select the range of cells first is that as you hit the enter key and put the data, and you know exactly what the next active cell will be. So I'm just keep pressing the enter key. Or if you want to, you can press the tab key, it'll go to the right, and when it hits the end of it, it'll go down and it's still going to the right. Okay? So that's one key advantage of selecting the range of cells. And then you are going to type in based on these numbers. So here, so 28836, enter 59519, period 78, enter 81267, period 17, enter, treadmill. Oh, I think I made a mistake. This shouldn't be there. I'm looking at this table there. So exercise bikes, I think I'm going to remove it. And then I'm going to select these cells. So I click, hold it down and drag it right, and then I'm going to move it to just moving up my pointer to the border. When I have a four-headed arrow, click, hold it down and drag it up and let go. So that's how I would move. So then I will select the range of cells again. Okay, so next 22634-.23, enter 8233798, enter 8786750, enter 22828, period 78, enter 99823, period 87, enter 91669.98, enter. So I entered the data. So that was hard. Okay. So now you'll see as I click on each cell in the formula bar, it shows the content. Okay, and then let me go to the next page. And then you'll be constructing formula using sum function. So in B8, where's a B8? I think I am oops, I think I made a mistake again. I'm going to just move this down, and I'm going to put this exercise bikes back in there, and so it is, I'm going to put the data there. It's kind of hard to see. All right, so six, eight. So this is what happens when I try to do a little bit too fast. 6, 8, 8, 6. Okay, so in B4 should be 68991.12. Enter 86894.82. Enter. And then the last one would be 996.50.58. Enter. Okay, so I put the exercise bikes column. All right, so down here, in B8. So I'm looking at the step 1 under activity 1.06 on page number 61. So here they want you to put an equal sign. So equal sign is very important in a formula. We are about to put a formula, and equal sign means it's a formula. So that's how you communicate, that's how you tell Excel that you are putting a formula, not a number, not a piece of text or anything. It's a formula. And then they want you to B5. I want you to put B4. So as you type B4, that's a cell reference of this cell, right? And then put the plus sign, so that's addition. So we're going to add B4 with B5, and you see the color coordinated. The B5 is red and the box is red, and his B4 is blue and the box or the cell is blue. And it doesn't matter whether you use uppercase B or lowercase b, and it'll eventually turn into uppercase B. So I use a B, let's say 6, and uppercase with B, let's say B7. It doesn't matter, lowercase, uppercase. Excel will eventually change to uppercase. And then once you do that, hit the enter key and then click on the formula bar. And then when you put the click on the formula bar, you'll see this color coded and color coordinated with this formula along with this cell colors. Okay, and so if you want to get out of the formula bar, just press the enter key, and that's what you get here. Okay, and we are going to use let's go to the next page. We are going to use autofill once again, And autofill is a great tool. So in here, click on it, move it to the bottom right corner, click, hold it down, and drag it to right. And you'll notice that this, look at the formula bar here. And then click here, look at the formula bar. So it changed the basic format or the structure of the formula, except, and then it changed only the cell reference. So here it's adding just column D, here it's just adding column C in column B, but same row, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's automatic. So as you do, let me just delete this part, and is just autofill that. So that's nice because you just write the one formula, and if you use the same structure of the formula for the rest of the column, just autofill it. It's much quicker and easy. Okay. All right, so and now I'm looking at formula bar sum function. Now let's put a total. So this total, okay, so here's another important aspect of working with these worksheets. So just whenever you have a chance, take a look at what's going on. So you have monthly report or sales figure of different machines, different equipments. So this total is total of all the sales items of April. And this total is for May, and that total is for June. And now if I put a total column here, this would be total of exercise bikes, and this total would be total of elliptical machines here. So this total is different from that total, obviously. So this will give total of all the exercise bikes for 3 months. So here's, I have a different way. You could use the equal sign, B4 plus C4 plus D4. It's fine, you can use that. Okay, but there's another way, something called sum function, and the way it works is that its function is kind of like a tool, and you put something into the tool, and then you push a button, and then it gives you back something. It's like a amazing cookie machine. So you put flours and sugar and baking powder, you push the button, and then at the end you get a cookie. So it's basically the same deal. So here is a function called sum, and you click on the cell where you want to have the total, and then under the home tab, and click on under the editing toolbox, click on this Greek letter sigma, and that is called sum. And as you click on it, you will see this something I call marching ends. So this line goes around to visually give you a clue that the sum function is going to do something with these 3 cells. And in the formula it says equal sign. Do you remember that? Equal sign means whatever that comes after that is a formula. And the formula is sum function, open parenthesis, and then B4, which is that cell, right? And then colon means through, Throuh, through D4, which is that one. So it means it's going to sum B4 through D4 and close parentheses, and then hit the enter key. Boom, that's that. So it is as you have this, you have this amazing cookie machine, and you have, this is the machine name, we call it function, sum function. And I made a mistake. When I make a mistake, escape, you get out. And now I want you to use the autofill. So bottom right corner here, click, hold it down and drag it. Let's see, down here. And then notice that, look at the formula bar, okay? And notice that everything stays the same except the row reference. So from 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, that's how this autofill works. And then I'm going to pause here, and then I'll let you continue on the textbook. So I am, let's see, at the end of page 62, and then went down there, and then 64. I think I covered up to bottom of 64. So we completed objective 1 through 3, and now from objective 4, you move on, and then you finish the rest. Okay, thank you.